Ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome. It is, of course, Wake Up Nigeria, and we are smack right in between the Ember season, as a lot of people, including us, are kind of like winding down. Are we really winding down?
Yes, we are. Please, I am winding down and then up again. Then again, what has the year been to you? Hopefully, a lot of great moments, and of course, if not, there's definitely still time to achieve all you want to achieve.
Yes, indeed. We make those moments here. And remember, the same boiling water that softens potato hardens egg.
Really nice.
It's what you make of the circumstance that actually it is. So just make it what you want it to be.
Yes, of course. So I encourage you to keep the faith, stay strong, and of course, get ready to take the swing at this Monday and the entire week.
Yes, it's a very special week. Somehow, I don't know why it's special, but I'm looking forward to the entire week. It's going to be grand. And of course, I'm sure Mike is too. How you doing in the kitchen, Mike?
I'm doing good. And yeah, you said it's special. Let's see. Let's find a way to make it special, yeah?
Or more special.
Or more special, yeah?
More special.
More special.
What she said.
Maybe, can we say Wakanda forever? Or maybe that's the reason why it's special
No,
or something.
not yet.
But then, hey, come on. We are going to help me with this because it's getting hard to enter into this these days.
Oh, Benny, stop all this DJing. Listen, Mike walks into the studio now in just his underwear, just so everybody can see his bulging muscles. Because he's been walking out currently.
That's not true. That's not true.
Mike.
He's trying to challenge you to something. Take the challenge, Mazino.
See, Mike, what do you want to say, Mike?
Do you know why that's not true?
Why?
Because that's how I am on my way from the house.
Dude, not lately. Lately, you've been burying it a bit too much. And I wanted to say, I have made some goals myself.
Okay.
Look, my jacket's buttoning up. I've got 2 inches of spare
And I
surplus
can
in here.
bet you have nothing to do with that.
Of course. What do you mean?
I don't know.
It's
but
hard
I just,
work.
I don't know.
Listen, it's the same hot
And maybe
water
not
that
eating
boils
it.
potatoes. In any case, as always, we hope to help you guys kickstart your day like we're doing now, sprinkling a bit of, just the right dose of premium family entertainment in your lives.
Of course, as the new week is definitely here, it has a new chapter, definitely a new opportunity for all of you. So make sure you control your own narrative. My name is Winfrey Agbodeshe.
And my name is, of course, Mazino Appeal. Remember, you can catch us live from anywhere you might be. All you need to do is make sure that you have the app on your phones. We're on iOS and also Google Play Store.
Yes.
And you want to follow us as well across all social media platforms. We are at TVC Connect.
Yes, you can also watch us live from absolutely anywhere you are across the entire world. You just already said it.
Yeah, I did.
Right,
It's,
you
you
did.
reverberate. It's
You did.
okay.
You did.
No wahala. GOTV channel 27, UHF channel 49 is how you can also see us, and we implore you guys to do so this moment. Now, let's let you guys know what we have coming your way for a Monday morning.
Yes, of course. Mondays are definitely for motivation, and joining us to talk about the journey of discovering your identity is Matthew Watchman, a heart coach and intimacy teacher. His main obsession is the transformation of individuals and how it will affect the world around us. BC Shotunde is the MD of BZB Events, a full-service event planning, training, and management company that caters to corporate and social events. You'll definitely be here to have a conversation with us about running this business.
You're welcome for a Monday. Yes, it's just after the weekend. Yeah, we know Mike was in the gym, so let's not ask you about it.
No, funny enough, I wasn't this whole weekend though.
Oh, really? Okay.
Like, man.
What was your weekend like?
Saturday I had to move around. And weekend is the best time for me to move around.
Okay.
So I plan my time so I have to see people weekdays now. So I moved around a bit on Saturday, and Sunday was just football and resting.
Yeah, you were telling us about that now.
Nice.
Winfried.
My weekend was full. I don't know how I'm conscious right now. But yeah, I mean, from Saturday, of course, we had the show, Rose Don't Worry, coming up in December. Saturday, we had model casting. Yesterday, we had the full-on promotional shooting and all of that. So yeah, it was...
Michelle be invited for the casting.
You people were invited for everything.
Michelle.
Including the casting?
Michelle, all of you.
How about you?
My weekend was a very slow one. Remember that we do the black table on Fridays.
Okay.
So I pretty much started my weekend
I
here.
was on my way. I went to Como.
Oh, really?
So I'd gotten into the car, and this was like, past 10, almost 10:30, and then I just looked at you. I had only 3 bars of fuel, and I was like, the way this fuel is, there might be fuel tomorrow, might not be fuel. If I go and go now, so I just stopped.
No, you should have come. It was a good.
It was fuel that was.
We had Philip Asaya, gang, and of course Femi, very very unfiltered Femi. Oh my goodness.
But then I watched it and I did enjoy it.
Wow.
And,
Nice.
yeah.
Wow, what an addition! You guys should go check it out on YouTube. If
On
you haven't seen
YouTube,
it, 'cause
definitely.
it
I
was
watch it
really,
live on YouTube.
Yeah. In any case, it's grand. Good to have you guys here for a Monday edition. Let's do the weather. We've got the news and then more discussion. Welcome. It's Wake Up Nigeria.
It's the news on Wake Up Nigeria. I am Mike Mesikeno. The majority leader of the House of Representatives, Al-Hassan Dogua, has affirmed his membership of All Progressives Congress. He says rumors of his defection to the new Nigeria party is false and a figment of the imagination of the peddlers. National Assembly correspondent Joke Adisa reports.
APC stakeholders from Tudun Wada Dogua Federal Constituency of Kano State pay a solidarity visit to the leader of the House of Representatives. The group is led by a one-time member of the Nigerian Senate, Masoud El Jubril. They are in the National Assembly to show solidarity with the leader of the House of Representatives over the political situation in Kano State.
We have seen and we are very much concerned about the happenings in Kano. And we feel it is necessary for us to walk down to Abuja, rightly to your office, see you, discuss with you, identify with you, and make sure that we give you the necessary support.
The host receives the team with open arms and appreciates its support at this critical time.
He is someone who knows the mechanics. Tinubu is somebody whom we believe when he comes, he will consolidate on the very good gains of democracy and dividend of democracy as pounded by Muhammadu Buhari, who of course is our source of pride.
Halazana Dodogwa uses the opportunity of the visit to dispel rumors in the social media that he was defecting to another political party. The House leader says he remains in APC no matter what.
That I hereby rise to affirm to you and confirm to you that I remain an APC member, financial member. I remain a member of the APC, active member, and a card-carrying member of the APC.
He also appeals to his guests and other Nigerians to give massive support to APC presidential candidate Bola Tinubu, the party's flag bearer in the Kano State governorship election, as well as other APC candidates.
Join your hands and celebrate with me that in Kano, where we all come from, where we are all proud of, the only person to beat as our governor is the incoming governor of Kano State, Dr. Nasiru Yusuf Gawuna, with his running mate, Honorable Murtala Selangaru.
Already, Kano State Governor Abdullahi Ganduje has called all warring party members to a meeting to find a way of ending all feuds within the party in the state. Joke Adisa, TVC News, Abuja.
Now, outside Nigeria, in Africa, at least 19 people have died following the Tanzanian passenger plane crash that landed in Lake Victoria next to the northwestern town of Bukoba yesterday. Local authorities say 26 of those on the Precision Air flight from the coastal city of Dar es Salaam were rescued and taken to a hospital. It was not clear if any of those who were rescued died at the hospitals. However, it's not certain if the 19 victims include rescuers who drowned or whether the 48-seater aircraft had more people on board than previously disclosed. Kagera Regional Commissioner Albert Chalamila says, and I quote, "We are continuing to investigate. There is a possibility that 2 people were not on board but died during the rescue effort," end of quote. The Precision Air flight was going from Tanzania's biggest city, Dar es Salaam, to Bukoba via Mwanza when it reportedly encountered a heavy storm and rains. Precision Air is Tanzania's largest privately owned airline.
And you're welcome for a Monday here. Let's let you guys know the dailies or headlines that you will be waking up to this morning as you pick up any of the dailies. This morning we start from the Nation newspaper. It's Monday, November 7th, by the way, and this is the headline that hits you as you pick up a copy of the Nation newspaper. Another governor threatens to quit Atiku campaign. Bala Mohammed, PDP presidential candidate, working against my re-election. Wike, Makinde, others to sustain opposition against ex-VP Autumn blasts Atiku. At the very top of the nation, COP27, Buhari world leaders tackle climate change and dollar scarcity worsens. Petrol supply, say marketers. Jam-only CBT centers will, with laptops will be accredited, and also leave judiciary out of your woes, Osun APC tells PDP. Let's take a look at the bottom of the Nation newspaper. This one, Lagos begins clampdown on unpainted commercial buses. IPSWAP commanders killed. That is the front page for the Nation newspaper. Let's move on now to our next paper for this morning, and that is the Nigerian News Direct. And front and center, 900 naira per dollar exchange rate. Revisits suspension of Bureau de Change operations from CBN window. APCON says operators are not criminals, control only 3% of forex market, confirms release of detained members and belongings. And at the top of News Direct this morning, Lagos International Trade Fair to provide platform for non-oil value addition and networking and others, LCCI say. And Wemabod shareholders approve a 63.2 million naira dividend payout, and tax dialogues crucial for strengthening tax administration, say Mohammed Mani. We have odd papers this morning. That's the Punch newspaper, if you would pick that up this morning. Real quick, front and center here, presidential town hall. Economy, security dominate as Atiku Tinubu skip debate. Obi Kwankwaso Okowa, Kola Abiola, proffer solutions, protests erupt over PDP, APC presidential candidate's absence, and Tinubu had fixed engagement with Mina farmers before invitation, say the PCC. At the very top, forex crisis, trapped funds hit $567 million as FG meets airlines. And finally, half salary ASU ESCO meets lecturers, Mall sit at home. That on page 6 for the Punch newspaper. And that's as much as we can take for the dailies this morning. Thank you very much for joining us. Do stay tuned. If you have any mentions that you'd like to make, use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC, and we'll be right back.
Okay.
Welcome, people.
Aluta continua. That's what we're discussing behind. Come on, we'll get to that later. Yeah, commercialization of Twitter.
Ooh, yeah, let's talk about that, people.
It's been happening, and Elon Musk is the most talked about person in recent times, and of course, we know why. The blue tick now is no longer... So originally, the blue tick was for identification and, yeah, basically to ensure that you are talking for notable figures, people that could be, how do I put it now?
It was a bit elitist, but go on.
Not really, but people that could be, you know, that you could have scam, you know, people that people could use to authenticity and all of that, you know. But now it's now an issue of prestige and money, because he made it 7.99.
Even more elitist.
Yeah, $8 now to have a blue tick. So that means someone with a blue tick, anybody can get a blue tick, and I could use it and do anything I want to do. But there's been so much backlash. Some people have said, I'm not going to pay it. That's the end for me. We need to see how it's done. But the major other story is that almost half of Twitter workforce has been laid off. I think the offices have been closed in Ghana, because almost everybody that
really?
yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Almost
They do have an
everybody
office in Ghana.
almost everybody that on Twitter, I see them. I worked in Ghana office, I'm the head of this, I'm out. It's like it's closed down or something.
Question is, what was Elon's intention for Twitter exactly? Was it just a passion to just destroy the place, or was he really trying to make profit from it? Because it seems like he's working against his own entity. At this point. He wants to sell the blue tick. But people are you sure people are willing to buy that blue tick? Apparently, Dorsey, who was ex-CEO, has gone on to to start a new social media platform called Blue Sky. And there have been calls for people to actually leave Twitter and join Blue Sky. He's got about, I said last week, 30,000 followers already. Don't know what it might be right now. But
and he apologized for what is happening. Said, I rushed to make Twitter public too fast.
Yes. So for me, to be honest, is Elon's boldness.
Nah.
To be honest, like seriously, and that's what I noticed with most people that are billionaires, millionaires in dollars, right? Like they literally are very, very. They take risks. Do you understand? Without necessarily thinking of the instant repercussion. We talked about Facebook, I think, sometime last week, and I'm like, this guy literally just moved. The truth is, he knows he has his people. And with the way he's going, I feel there's a strike. He's doing something strategic.
I think it's political.
I think it's very political. I feel there's something he's going to push with this new, like, should I call it guidelines or whatever, and then he's on, I believe Elon is on a mission.
Yeah,
and
I agree with her.
I totally believe
I
he's
did
on a
not think
mission.
that it was in any way for profit. I thought it
No,
was
I don't
more
think.
political
It
than
was,
anything.
I'm telling you.
44 billion.
I'm telling you.
And if you look at Elon,
Telling
the
you.
guy is exactly textbook villain. Honestly,
Exactly,
he's witty, he's
exactly.
handsome, doesn't
Like, he
care.
doesn't care
As in,
about
he's,
that.
he
He has
is-
the money, he's going to use it to do whatever
He's been
he
to
wants
space.
to do.
He's got the gadgets. He is
You know
a
why?
villain. We're
You know
looking
why?
at a real life
You know why
villain.
This is funny. That is just funny. I grew up thinking or hearing that Bill Gates was a villain. Why? He was the richest man. Elon Musk is now the richest man. And
Yes,
look,
I'm
we need someone to tackle that.
So,
as much as
what
I
I mean-
understand what you're saying,
Yeah.
you see, the thing now is that 44 billion is not beans. He almost backed out of it. In fact, he was forced to buy it because he was trying to back out.
Yes.
It's
I
like
didn't
when
know
he
that.
came in. Oh, he wanted to back out. In fact, the case
He
had to go to
did.
court.
He now even came back, yeah.
He had to go to court. Now, God, you have said you will buy
You will
it.
do it, so you
You're
have to.
committed and all that. So I think it's more or less like Winfrey said. At times you're thinking, hey, come on, what's this? Let's just go for it. Let me just see what I
Yeah,
can
see
do.
what
In his mind,
comes
he
up.
says something which every typical villain will say. I want to save the world.
Oh, that's the beginning. Every war was started on that good intention. Hitler said the same thing. He wanted pure human beings. He wanted stronger people.
Yes.
Look what he did. Look what happened.
And
It's the same
now
textbook.
we don't go to physical wars now. Wars are digital wars.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Virtual.
definitely this is
Of course.
at the start of a digital war.
Definitely. And of course, seeing blue tick now coming up, and I mean, the guy literally started Twitter, so I believe he has what it is in him to actually do or create something even better.
You mean Dorsey?
Okay,
now,
Dorsey,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
But you
Blue
see-
Sky.
Blue sky.
Blue
sorry,
sky.
not
You see,
Blue
but the
Blue
thing now is
sky.
that some of these people have grown so big and so powerful. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram,
Yes, no.
even WhatsApp.
You're
They've
talking
grown
about
so
people who
powerful.
use this?
No,
these
as in the
platforms?
owners
No,
and
the
the
owners,
platforms. They've
yes.
gotten so much so that competition is snuffed
it's
out.
statistics.
Like
Listen,
they buy up competition. So if they see you, you want to start on social network and you're good enough, they just come and meet you and
And
employ you or buy you off it
Buy
and
it.
But this is the thing, the world we
It's so
live in now
powerful.
is it's a statistic, it's an algorithm. The more people you have who worship you,
Of course.
you're a god. Just like the old myths and
True.
everything. If you are a god, you need people to actually worship you, and then you get bigger and bigger. The less people, you die out. And that's exactly what it is. It's the numbers.
The
It's
numbers.
the people who are following these platforms and all. They're using these numbers, whether you like it or not, whether it's mathematical or whether it's this or that. It's actually just a logical thing. If Dorsey can get back all the numbers,
But then again, a lot of people are used to Twitter, so now
You go hard.
it will be exactly.
I don't use it as much
difficult.
anymore. I actually don't use
you
it.
go
as
hard.
It
I
will be
would you
difficult.
pay for the blue?
Twitter is Twitter.
Would you pay for the
Oh,
blue?
no, I
No, let's
totally
calculate
won't.
it. 800 times 900 naira. Can you imagine how
would
much
check
more than
out,
8,000 naira every single month?
I'm not.
We'll check out Dorsey's thing.
Perhaps. That's a lot of money. I don't know if I'm going to be doing that one. But then again, maybe just to spite some people who had the tick before.
We're the same level now.
Stay tuned.
It's a beautiful Monday morning. Of course, we know that great food definitely guarantees your day is definitely going to be great. I just came up with that. So yeah, I think sounds good. Anyways, here with me is Debbie Cooks. Good morning, ma'am. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Oh, I love your Ankara set.
thank
It's so pretty. Okay, so now I'm seeing some pasta strands. I'm seeing some fish. What exactly are we making today?
So I'm making spaghetti jollof.
Spaghetti jollof, but this is not the usual spaghetti jollof we're used to.
I think so.
Right, so you remixed it a little bit.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
great. Now tell me, what ingredients do we need to bring this spaghetti jollof to life?
I will be using the spaghetti itself.
Okay.
Pepper mix. This consists of Scotch bonnet pepper.
Okay.
Cayenne peppers. Onions. Yes, this is spring onions and onions, red
Okay.
onions.
Okay.
And this is smoked
Is it pan?
smoked
We call it
panla
panla
fish,
fish.
yes.
Yes.
my seasoning, thyme
Curry,
and curry,
okay.
salt,
Yes.
vegetable
Oil.
oil, then my tomato
Tomato
paste,
paste.
and then eggs, then carrots.
Okay, so now let me, in my head, I don't see how this thing wants to enter one pot. So let me help you separate it. So now spring onions and onions.
Yes.
Okay. You can go with tomato. Yes, okay. Now this fish and this egg now is clashing. So how are we doing it? What's the preparatory method for this particular dish?
I'm cooking this. I'm garnishing the pepper, the base
With the fish.
Then instead of using chicken.
Chicken, or okay. I mean, things are, we know how things are in the market. So this is a very, very on the budget meal. But then again, making it definitely looks like it's going to taste really, really great. So now let's talk to you a bit. So when did you start cooking? Or when did you fall in love with cooking, and why?
I've been cooking for
Ah,
for more than 10 years.
more than 10 years, okay.
Yes, I've always,
Professionally?
yes.
Okay, okay.
Yes, I've always loved cooking. Yes, I've always loved.
How did you get introduced to it? Was it mommy that always dragged you to the kitchen?
No, I just have the.
You just have, okay, the interest
Yes.
in actually cooking. Okay, so how have those 10 years professionally, how has it been?
It's been, it's been fine.
Yeah.
It's not been easy, but then it's something I have passion for.
Okay,
So I have
okay.
to keep going.
So do you have a business? Do you run a business?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
what's the name of?
Debbie cooks.
Oh, Debbie Cooks.
Yes.
Okay, okay, nice. What kind of dishes do you specialize in?
Everything.
Everything. Okay, so is it like a restaurant or is it more of like an event?
No,
supply?
I do it online for now.
Online. So you cook and deliver to people's homes.
Yes.
Amazing. I think that's really very good because a lot of people actually need that. So now let's quickly go over this process now to making. Where are we starting from?
Then I'll boil my spag. Then I'll drop the eggs in this spag
Inside
to
to boil. Okay.
Yes. Then after, I'll make my base.
Okay.
I'll fry my peppers.
Okay. So that means you put the oil first, yes.
Then I'll put this.
Okay.
Some of this.
So okay.
Then I'll pour in my pepper mix. Then
The fish. Okay.
Then I'll season it to taste.
Season
then
to
I'll cook
taste.
for some minutes.
Minutes.
After, then I'll add my.
Your pasta inside.
Yes.
Actually seems like a very, very simple and straightforward meal for a very, cool and chill Monday morning. When you're rushing off, you don't want to do anything too crazy. This actually will go perfectly for lunch, right? And maybe for breakfast in some cases. In case you're just joining us, we're making spag, right? Jollof spaghetti, okay? And these are the ingredients that we have for that, all right? If you look to your screen, the ingredients are salt, curry, garlic, ginger, thyme, onions, spaghetti, seasoning cubes, smoked fish, vegetable oil, tomato paste, spring onions, pepper, that's pepper mix, scotch bonnet, cayenne pepper as well. All right, so now while we're literally allowing our chef to literally put this together, let's actually have a very interesting conversation with Mazzino on the couch.
Winfrey, did you just almost fall backwards there?
Yes, I did.
I saw you do that. Well, I just want you to know, I want you to know that I will always have your back. If that was to happen, I would have been there like a flash in my dreams. Listen, let's do motivations now. And for motivation today, we're joined by a very, very interesting individual. Today, we are going to be talking about discovering the journey of, or rather, the journey of discovering your identity. And with us today is a very interesting gentleman, and we have with us none other than Mr. Matthew Watchman in the studio here. You are a life coach and
heart coach.
What?
Heart coach and intimacy.
Heart coach and intimacy teacher.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting way to put it. Exactly why do you choose to be referred to as so?
So here's the thing. What I believe is this. Well, science proves that when a child is being formed in the womb, the heart is developed for the brain. And so what we'll find is that there are more connections from the heart to the brain than from the brain to the heart.
Oh, wow.
And so what I've sort of discovered in my studies and just in my training per se is that the heart actually takes precedence most times in your decision-making process. So things like your rationality and all those things, there's a trigger that connects from brain to heart and heart to brain. Okay. And so until we're using both parts in connection with each other, we'll find that we're only really functioning at the lowest level of ourselves.
Wow. Okay, that's a new way to look at it. I never thought about it that way. Let's talk about discovering your identity. Exactly how can one discover their identity? When is it time to discover your identity, and when is it too late?
I don't think it's ever too late. Let me use vernacular pidgin here. There's a pidgin parable that says, now when person they wake up, that's when day's breaking.
Nice.
So whatever age you get to and you begin the process of discovering, I don't believe it's too late. I believe there's always a chance. But formatively, scientifically, from the age of 11, children, teenagers, they're basically trying to figure out, how do I identify myself outside of my family role? And so to even begin the process of, talking about identity, we first need to define what identity is.
Exactly.
And so it's basically the focus of who I am, how do I fit into the world, what am I going to do with my life? And so those are the sort of questions that you begin to sort of question at age 11, 12, 13. I think what we do is that we underrate teenagers. we want to tell them what to do.
Exactly.
And we're not trusting them early enough. We're not saying give all the decisions to them. But if we can begin the process of trusting themselves, because we are vastly different from our parents.
Yeah. Oh, we want to say that one more time for the parents.
We are vastly different from our parents. When they were growing up, you'd get a job, etc., 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 etc. But now we have so many options that, and our generations, between our generation and the Gen Z generation, we are so different that we need to start teaching identity on time. Because we have found that it's easier to be more depressed. It's easier to be more anxious. And these things sort of stem from lack of identity.
Ooh, wow, that just hit right there. So first off, what you're saying is that, and this is a question that I would like to ask you regarding the way that we were brought up. There are so many influences. There was religion, there was culture. They are supposed to help people, well, us be moral, but inadvertently, they kind of like stifled a lot of expressions. Am I correct or wrong when I say so?
I think it's a double-edged sword here.
Double-edged sword, isn't it?
In the spaces that, in the reasoning that there are some places where this information was given in a corrective and loving manner. And there's some spaces where it was given in an oppressive manner.
Oppressive, that's
And the truth is this, we will many times be a product of our environment. This will be the foundation. And so there are four foundational elements of identity. It's basically, first of all, how you see yourself. The second part is how you want others to see you. The third part is how you actually are, or your ideal self. And the fourth part is how God sees you. And so when we take that, we now need to look at inherent human nature, which is this, to love and be loved. That is the desire of every human being. When you watch Hollywood films, when you watch cartoons, it's always, love is the answer, love is this, love is that. That is our inherent nature. And I found that love gives us a clean slate. Because based on this space of love, even like, I tell people this, it's going to sound a bit funny. If we can think of Jesus as not just a religious leader, but as a thought leader, we will find that there are lessons that are applicable from the Bible in real life.
Oh, yeah.
You understand? And so if we're talking about self-awareness, not being ruled by emotions, we can see that Jesus sort of speaks upon these things.
Yeah.
And so if we use love as a clean slate, what happens is this, that we can now use love as a clean slate, and most importantly, we can now use it as a mirror to look at ourselves and then begin to question the things that we claim we believe about ourselves.
Interesting stuff there, Matthew. So what advantage, or what is it, to what advantage is it identifying who you are? What can we use it for? Is it just a social tool or a business tool? What is it exactly?
From a mental health perspective, you are less likely to be depressed. The maths is there, the science today is provable. You're less likely to be depressed. You're less likely to be anxious. You understand? If you have found yourself within the world, what happens is this. The advertisers want to tell you who you need to be. The music videos want to tell you who you need to be. The government needs to tell you who you need to be. And so you have all this information coming left, right, and center. I'll give an example. When I was in secondary school, I used to have a sharp tongue. I was very, for lack of a better word, insultive. And I grew up, and people would ask me, why are you this way? And I said, it's who I am. But about 2 years ago, I decided to do some introspective work and just really figure out the things that were going on the inside of me. And I was able to trace it to when I was 13 years old. And then I was still in the UK, and it wasn't yet cool to be African. You understand? So I was already hiding my African identity at that time. I had big lips, I had a long hair, and people used to make fun of me. And so one day, somebody said something to me, and for the first time, I responded back. And for the first time, people weren't laughing at me, they were laughing with me. And so I discovered the powers of my hands. And so I made a subconscious decision to continue doing this. And 13, 14, 15, getting to university, I'm still the same person. And people ask me, why do you behave like this? And I say, it's simply who I am. If we begin to genuinely ask ourselves questions, we'll really find out that is not who we really are. Yeah. We have been products of some cautious decisions that we've been put into a box. Now, if as a person, you now have the capacity to genuinely love yourself, you've given yourself a fresh slate. With that fresh slate, I always like to tell people, let's use the court system. This thing you believe about yourself, if you're to present it in a court of law, is it verifiable?
Exactly.
Is it true? Is it actionable?
Triple filter.
If it's not, you need to drop it. Yeah. We need to be part of our identity formation process. We just can't accept what has been put onto us. And until we begin to do that, we'll find that people turn roles into identity. For example, someone's a mother. When her kids leave the house, they've grown up, she suddenly loses herself because she has built her entire identity on a role. When somebody's a banker, you spend...
Wow, I wish I could let you go on. You're already singing us out. I don't like that, Shegun. Stop it. This is such great stuff, man.
Fantastic.
Mr. Watchman, by the way, it's his real name. Real name, yes?
Yes, it is.
It is his real name. I mean, it's such interesting stuff that you've got for us today regarding identity and discovering your identity and that journey. And looking at it from that mental health perspective where love yourself. You will find love, actually. It's very beautiful. I'd like to also think that it has other benefits.
It does.
In communication and networking with people and in business as well. I think that would make people want to be with you more or trust you more.
Yeah.
There's so many ways to look at it, but nothing I've said sounds as profound or as fantastic as you put it.
No, you're there.
You're the king, man.
Space.
You might look like a 90s R&B star, but you got some word. Grand one, Matthew.
Fantastic.
I hope to see you again next week. Have another conversation.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
So you heard it here. He's going to be here again next week. If you loved today's session, session from today, well, you're going to love what we have for the entire month of November. So always keep coming back around for Monday editions here. Do stay tuned. It's Wake Up Nigeria. We'll be right back.
Winfrey,
Yes.
how far? Look, last night,
Turn off.
I took something last night. I was quite bored. I woke up extremely hungry. I had to drink water this morning. I am my stomach hurts. I'm extremely hungry. What's up? What's happening? How
Mike,
soon can
Mike.
breakfast get ready?
Mike, first of all, you're always hungry.
It's not true. It's not true. It's not true.
Say it's not true. Since I've known you, Mike, you're always hungry.
It's not true. It's not true. I will not take it.
You don't take it, okay. Anyways, we're still here with Chef Debbie Cooks. And of course, we're making pasta, jollof pasta. And of course, it's underway. And the aroma in this place right now is totally amazing. Like, so let's see what we have in the pan there. Oh my God. Oh, wow. Look at that spring onions in there. So we actually had the oil, the onions, right? The fish, the pepper, and all of that.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay, so for the pepper grind, you had just peppers in there.
Yes.
Then the only tomato we had was the tomato paste.
Yes.
Ah, it's looking great already. I think it's actually even ready. It's fried already. Oh, looking so great and smelling so great. So now the pasta, we're waiting for the water to get boiled, right? So now what would you say is your trick to actually making pasta or cooking pasta? Because a lot of people have issues with it. Sometimes it's too soft. Sometimes you're trying to not make it too soft. It's not too hard. So how would you say we'll actually create like a balance, or you like cook it?
Okay, the thing is, you bring the water to boil first.
Okay,
Don't add
you don't
your pasta to
cold water and allow. Okay.
Yes, because the time it takes to to stay in the water
Yes.
till it boils, then it can affect your spag.
Yeah,
It can
the
make
pasta.
it soggy.
Soggy. Okay,
Yes.
so it will absorb water before
Yes,
that time.
yes.
Okay, so is our water boiling now?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's boiling.
Also add.
Add it inside. Oh, so another thing I noticed, a lot of people use a lot of water, right? And then sieve it out when the pasta is ready.
Yes,
Is
that's
there a particular time? Because sometimes you just leave it, let water dry inside.
No.
Why? Okay, so tell me, why don't you do that?
The pasta should be done in 10 minutes. Yes, so it's like parboiling.
Okay, it's like, okay.
Yes, you
Oh, true. Now that
you
makes sense.
You have to sieve out the water.
That definitely makes sense now. Okay, and yeah, of course, our meal is actually almost ready. So yeah, we're going for that one. Of course, it's good to clean while you work. So yeah,
Yes.
we actually just put it and make sure it actually looks really good. So now, what left do we have to do? We've not put our eggs in yet, oh.
Yes, I'm doing that.
So when are we doing that?
I'm doing
That right now.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
to wash it.
Okay, so we need to definitely wash our eggs. So yeah, you can get some water from here. And make sure it's washed, because you don't want the eggs to definitely, sometimes you buy eggs and then the back of the eggs aren't well clean.
Yeah.
So now, in case you're just joining us, remember we're making jollof spaghetti, and the ingredients are right there on your screen. For that, we need salt, curry, garlic, ginger, thyme, onion, spaghetti, seasoning, smoked fish, vegetable oil, tomato paste, spring onions, peppers, scotch bonnet, and cayenne pepper. And that's all you need to make your jollof spaghetti. So now we can see her putting the eggs right on top of the pasta. So is it going to take the same time for the pasta to get ready that it takes for the eggs to get ready?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll bring everything out together.
Yeah.
Amazing. But be careful, because you don't want your eggs to crack in the water so you don't have eggs and pasta mixed together. All right, thank you so much, Debbie Cooks. We're definitely coming back to you, but by then, all of this will be ready and served. But right about now, it is the top of the hour, and we're going to a quick break. And when we come back, much more from Wake Up Nigeria.
And you're welcome. It's yet another hour, should I say 45 minutes of Wake Up Nigeria from Monday edition. And we feel blessed and grateful knowing that, hey, you made the choice to actually stick around for the next 1 hour in your living rooms or wherever it is. Maybe you're on the road and you're still watching us. Thank you very much.
We definitely do. And of course, every single day, you make it a date with us, right? On the show here from Monday all through Friday. Just know that every morning and every moment we spend here is just tailored specifically just for you.
Yes, it's magical even. If you want to put it so. Talking about magic, hope the first 1 hour hasn't left you guys gasping for more, because if it hasn't, that is exactly what we intended for it to do. And it's going to be even better because this time, this hour, we've got the food. It will be ready just at the end. So just stick around, people. You're going to love this.
Of course, we have exciting times ahead. We know for sure that we definitely offer the very best of premium family entertainment. And we definitely ask that you sit back, relax, and enjoy the next 45 minutes. My name is Winfrey Egbaleshe.
And of course, my name is Mazino Appeal. Remember, you can use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC across all our social media platforms. And that is at TVC Connect, by the way. And remember, you can also watch us live from absolutely anywhere across the world through our mobile app that you can download on Google Play and also on iOS.
You can definitely also watch us on GOTV channel 27 and on UHF channel 49. We implore you to follow us across all social media platforms from Facebook, TikTok, Instagram.
All of them.
And Blue Sky.
Blue Sky.
Soon.
Oh, do we have Blue Sky yet?
Not yet.
Mike, Blue Sky? We should try and get Blue Sky. Anybody listening, Blue Sky is a new thing. We need to get everybody on it, okay?
They pay you to buy it.
Yeah, if you pay, Dossie pay. Hey! Bisi Sotunde is the MD of Busy Bee Events, a full-service event planning, training, and management company that caters to corporate and social events. Bisi is a force to reckon with when it comes to events and the events industry, having successfully planned and managed several high-profile events from corporate functions, weddings, and also parties for 13 years. She joins us today inside our SME segment. Welcome back, everybody. Ooh, my white socks. That's a bit too much. Apologies. Anyhow, so remember that thing somebody shared on our page over the weekend? I wanted to ask you guys out here.
What was it?
5 million naira, your uncle gives you 5 million naira, says, shh, I better help me hold him. And then he dies. Would you, Mike, give or tell his wife about that 5 million?
My uncle. So I'm thinking of which uncle.
Which uncle? Exactly. No, I'm not even thinking of which uncle. I'm thinking of which uncle's wife.
Which uncle's wife?
Is she a good? Do I like her?
Exactly.
I'm not
I'm liking her. You see, in the way this life is now, life is all about needs and wants.
I'm
Who
telling
needs
you.
the money and who wants the money? She might want the money, but does she need it?
Exactly.
Because me, I'm sure I need it. So that's the idea. So I look at the wife, I look at the situation with her. If I look at her and say, this woman, she doesn't need it, but she might want it. Until maybe later. I will come and condole with her. So that's it. That's it
So
for
now
me.
this is the angle I'll come from.
Okay.
First of all, you don't want the wife to know about the money. So
Exactly.
in death or in life,
There was a reason why
Abi,
he
how
was
we saying
keeping
it?
it away from her. So
for our own good.
keep it secret.
For our own good, we'll present. We have to present.
Daughter of Zion. What would you do, Basido?
It depends. Uncle, which of my uncle won't give me 5 million? No. If it's my brother, however, that gave me 5 million, and without, I won't tell his wife.
Shame on
I'm saying it boldly. I'm not gonna tell you.
Like me, so it depends on the wife's situation. If she, I mean, for him to have 5 million, maybe she has money too.
Some
She has
people
money.
say they will use the money to do business, and then from it they'll be.
Okay, let's throw this in. What if there's a
financially
son or a
family.
kid or kids in the
Finally.
picture?
Can she take care of them?
Or would you just use the money and be helping them small?
You know what I'm saying? I do business.
If she
and
cannot,
sponsoring the
if
children's.
she needs it, I'll give it. If she needs it, if she's in need, if she doesn't have that much money, and you say that kids are involved, oh come on.
If you think she'll squander it.
I think
she
she'll
needs
squander
it,
it.
Exactly. I was
if she
saying,
needs
you
it, but
but
she's
you think
incapable
she's
of,
yes.
of
Managing
I'll
multiplying
take care
and
of the
managing.
kid. Like I said, my uncle. So that means that kid is my
So you
cousin.
invest the money,
So
yes.
I would help the kid directly. I'll
So
pay for
invest the
school fees
money
all
and pay
that.
for the school fees.
You know,
That makes sense,
if so,
you
it's
know.
all it's all depends. It's not like,
So
dynamic.
maybe the man knew he was going to die, so he gave it to help him.
As in, you know, it could be.
It could be you. If you are the one that maybe waiting for you that give somebody, when you go to wherever you're going after, how would you feel?
Let's do the weather. Just stick around. We'll still got more inside of Wake Up Nigeria.
The news on Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Mike Messikeno. Now, more support is coming the way of flood victims living in several internally displaced persons camps across Delta State. The Association of Local Governments of Nigeria has distributed food items to the victims. Ikenna Amechi has more in this report.
The ravaging flood affected several communities in 19 out of the 25 local government areas of Delta State, which makes it one of the 10 worst hit states in the country, with an unquantifiable number of persons displaced and living in over 20 internally displaced persons camps. It is a huge humanitarian crisis to cater for these number of displaced persons, which the state government has been doing with helps from the federal government and other organizations. The Association of Local Government of Nigeria is joining to bring succor to the people devastated by the flood.
We intend to complement the overwhelming efforts of the state government in this regard. We feel the plight of the IDPs, and we felt it is necessary to also give them the necessary support in these trying times.
This distribution from Ughelli will get to all surrounding IDP camps housing thousands of people. In Asaba, the distribution of items continues to the 3 holding centers set up by the Delta State government and other centers across the Delta North Senatorial District.
Initially, things were not all that better, but now we are seeing a slight improvement.
Outside feeding and housing, the health of these persons is of paramount importance to the state government, as it is providing free 1-year registration for all persons living in these temporary accommodations into the state health insurance scheme to further cater for their health needs.
Their economic ability to meet the healthcare needs outside of this environment will be seriously challenged. So we're here as the health insurance scheme to register them into the health insurance scheme. The government will pay their premium.
UKOWA thought it wise that the health is wealth, that they need to be healthy for them to begin to now engage in some other things that they have to embark upon for the purpose of recovery, which is why he has directed the Contributory Health Insurance Commission to take steps to ensure that these persons are registered.
In the next couple of days, health workers from the state's Contributory Health Scheme will be going around all IDP camps to register persons living there to enable them access quality health services. This will add up to the 1.2 million enrollees already enjoying the state health insurance scheme. Ikenna Amechi, TVC News, Asaba.
And in Africa outside Nigeria, at least 19 people have died following the Tanzanian passenger plane crash that landed in Lake Victoria, next to the northwestern town of Bukoba yesterday. Local authorities say 26 of those on the Precision Air flight from the coastal city of Dar es Salaam were rescued and taken to a nearby hospital. It was not clear if any of those who were rescued died at hospitals. However, it is not certain if the 19 victims include rescuers who drowned or whether the 48-seater aircraft had more people on board than previously disclosed. Kagera Regional Commissioner Albert Chalamila says, and I quote, "We are continuing to investigate. There is a possibility that 2 people were not on board but died during the rescue effort," end of quote. The Precision Air flight was going from Tanzania's biggest city, Dar es Salaam, to Bukoba via Mwanza when it reportedly encountered a storm and heavy rains. Precision Air is Tanzania's largest privately owned airline.
And thank you very much, City 7 or Mr. Smile, whichever. That was grand, man. Love your shirt, by the way. Wish I could keep it. In any case, welcome. And now this is our SME segment. And today we are joined by Bisi Sosunde. She's the MD of Busy Bee Events, a full-service event planning, training, and also management company that caters to corporate and social events. Bisi, you are welcome on our SME segment.
Thank you so much.
Good to have you here.
Thank you.
I want to let everybody know, full disclosure, I have been to one of her events before, so just so you know. And they're grand. So on our SME segment, we like to help people out there who have the same passion as you do, perhaps maybe come into the fold by getting the experience from you, how it's been so far, where you've been, and how it's, gotten you here. Yeah. So let's start with Busy Bee. How long have you guys been in business?
A Busy Bee event on 13 years last month, October. So yes, actively involved for 13 years now. Yes.
And how did you begin? What brought it about? Was it just, hey, let's just rent this and that, or let's just put this together, or let's just do that? How exactly? What was the spark?
Well, I studied chemical engineering in school. Okay. And while in school, I had to just make a side income. You know, I started off as an usher. That was 2007 with a leading event company. And then as time went on, that was how my interest in events actually started. That was 2007. I was still in school. By the time I finished 2009, I was looking out for a job in 9 to 5, and I was still working part-time with event planners and all that. And when I wasn't getting the 9 to 5 job, I said, you know what? I have interest in this event. Why don't I channel my strengths, my skills of putting things together for people into the business, depending on when I get the 9 to 5. And that was how October 2009, I officially kicked off Busy Bee Events, planning. I started off by supplying ushers for weddings, and then it grew into a full-fledged event planning.
You actually started off by supplying
ushers. Yes.
So you had a group of people whom you'd like manage when it comes to events, and then offer or provide that service.
Help coordinate, the welcome guests, they attend to guests, ensure everything is going on well. So I started from the bottom, like from the scratch, ground zero level. Up to the top.
Wow.
Yes.
Now that took how many years for you to actually establish as a full-on events company? How long did it take? It's 13 years now.
Yes.
But when you really became established as full-on events company, how long did that take from start?
2 years plus, because I started, like I said, I started from the scratch. I didn't have an office space. I used to live in VI, and I started from the house.
Big girl now, you're living in VI.
Started from the house, and was just helping out with events. I had a couple of my friends that that we all graduated together. We're getting married, and so that was how I started doing events for them on a low scale, charge little money and all that. And 2 years afterwards, I had to go get a space, because then people started reaching out. We want to train, and there was no full scale event planning school at that time. Okay. And 2011, I took that bold step, got a small space in Old Yaba Road, Ebute Meta, and that was where I started my first full planning services, and then I introduced training into it.
And how many people have been through your institution?
In the space of 13 years, we have trained and helped over 1,300 event professionals.
Wow.
Yes.
How's that helping your business? They're taking business from your mouth. Aren't you concerned at this point?
Well, it's first of all more of a platform for empowerment. That's where you have the academy, Busy Bee Academy. And it has evolved, because even the people we have trained, some of them are current facilitators, some of them are mentors. And we've basically given back to the event industry, and that has also shot us up into international recognitions.
Okay, so how much do you think, anybody out there who's got the same passion as you, how much could they start with if they wanted to go inside this kind of a business?
So events industry generally is wide. My own niche is the events management. So I get to manage people, I get to plan, I get to create unforgettable experiences for people. For an event planner, your cost is very low, because all you need, first of all, is your mobile phone with internet services. You have a laptop. You have a skill.
I hope we're listening here, because this is very, very important and interesting. All you need, like she said, is your mobile phone, your skill, and networking, perhaps.
Yes, very.
Because it's not your money you're really using.
No,
you're managing the event.
You're managing. But you must be a people's person. So your interpersonal relationship with the suppliers, with the vendors, and with the client is very, very, very key.
So where do people get it wrong? Where do people get it wrong? How come people are not as good as you are in the business?
So training is very, very important. And that's one thing that was the gap I found in the industry, and I took on it. It was an opportunity. It was a gray area, and I owned that space for as long as over 10 years.
10 years now.
Yes, like I owned that space. So training is very key. Skill development. When you do one training, it doesn't end there. Even currently, I'm still going for training conferences, both local and international. So training was one of the gaps that the challenges in the event industry. If you want to go, right now we have a lot of people say they are event planners, they are into event because maybe they have the capital or they just think they can do it. You know, in Yoruba they call it iyameto. You can organize. But the thing is, you still need to get the skill. You need to be certified. You need to be well refined.
You have certifications, for instance, in Nigeria, or do you give certification for?
Oh yes, our academy, BZB Academy, has stood the test of ground. We are recognized internationally, and so our certificates can be used anywhere in the world. We've had some of our students who want to jackpot. And so they have left the academy, they've graduated over 6, 7, 8 years, are coming back to say, oh, we need letter of recommendations to present to the school, to the embassy, and we've gotten a lot of our students who have our certificate, present it at the embassy, present it in schools abroad, and they've gone.
We can see on screen currently some of your work, and it's not easy to put all of this together. There's not just the personnel that you need to manage, there's also the decoration, there's also the timing, there's also the schedule, everything. That's the management, and that's why it's such a big deal, such a big job. And this isn't easy. This is why you say you need training, if I'm not mistaken. So if you're out there, I mean, the part that really got me was the part where she said you need just your phone and the skill. But it doesn't stop there. You also have something interesting, apart from the events that you have going. What is that?
Okay, so like I mentioned, we have evolved. Apart from planning events, we also train and mentor. And there's a program that we're putting up right now for event professionals, and it came as a result of fostering the bridging the gap, you know, the sound entrepreneurial practices. We realized that there were challenges with event professionals. They are good with the operations, come and arrange this, come and do this, but they lacked that business management skills, from finance to accounting to branding to marketing, and that was where my organization came in to bridge that gap, and that's what we have today called the BZB Event Business Summit. It started as a masterclass, but over the years, this is going to be the 6th edition this year, coming up later this month. But next week, Tuesday, yes, the BZB Event Business Summit is now for event professionals, whether you're a planner, a decorator, MC. You know, it is a summit for all event professionals. We have both local and international speakers that are going to be live at this summit to talk about the power of you. So the theme for this summit is the power of you, how you can leverage on your personal brand, because I'm actually a testimony of somebody who leveraged on a personal brand and it influenced the corporate brand, and that is what we have today, the BZB events. It has evolved into BZB Group.
I want to say, for a person who has taken something that's just a passion and to make it as big as it is, encompassing all of these different aspects, not just what people see when they get to an event, but all the backstages, the accounting, the training. You are a force to reckon with, and I'm sure that if you're out there and you need some heads up, of course you know how to reach. We've got her social media handle on there, so you guys, somewhere there, so you guys can see and perhaps maybe inquire how you can start your own business. That's what we do here inside of the SME segment, to empower you out there to make sure that you don't rely on that salary, or maybe you can switch jobs anyhow. Like Mike would say, woto woto. This is grand to have you here on the show. We have enjoyed your passion and also your impact. And we hope that everything at the summit goes well.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Well, to stay tuned, we've got more coming inside of Wake Up Nigeria.
You don't understand it. Mazino is lost for words at this particular point in time.
I don't know how to feel.
But this is not fair, Mazino. I'm against you on this one.
No, wait.
This is not fair.
I don't know whether to laugh at the comic quality of that session or whether to feel sad at the fact that the guy actually really wanted that money and lost it at the end. I don't know if he was exploited or if he...
I don't think so.
If he was a product of bad decision on the part of the
I actually do get where you're coming from.
So much to unpack in there.
I know. But I get where you're coming from, but I think I like this. You know why I like this? Because it tells you that, look, no matter who you are, no matter where you are from, no matter the background, you do stand a chance. And that's why I like it. Not everybody might be able to pronounce words. Not everybody might be able to read.
It's not even about that. No. It's not even about that.
You know, for everybody. I think Frank does a good job of there's a way Frank does. Whenever when you're going to fail a question, he tries as much as possible to let you
coax you in the right direction,
draw you
corral
back.
you.
You're trying to tell this guy, "Wait, we lose 70,000. Oh, are you sure? Well, Uncle, you should go for Horu."
Okay.
But
that's the company I'm talking about.
And then that Tokpe, that is friend. That
Tokpe, I know Tokpe from somewhere. But let me not talk. But I know Tokpe from somewhere.
That Tokpe was not helping matter.
As in, he just
Romans
discombobulated everything. Romans chapter 2 verse 3.
He said Roman.
No, he said Roman.
Roman. For Roman, called Philippian. Roman. Well, you even spoiled it more.
Oh, jeez. But however, it is one of the most memorable sessions ever.
It is.
You will always remember that. That might make YouTube. That will never go away.
It is.
I like that.
And that is why I like it. This will be memorable, like you said. I'll remember this.
But I felt very sad at the end. I felt, man, I could see in his face that feeling of loss, as in.
I wanted to go for this one, yeah. I was there. So those non-verbal. These are verbal cues. Like I said, if you're going for this show, there's something you always say that you'd want a dossier, something where you guys can study and all of that. I think it works in some ways or the other.
I love game shows. I live for game shows. I spent the entire weekend watching game shows.
Actually. Yeah.
And I know that sometimes for that, if you want that quality of, if you're looking out for a certain kind of quality, you can get it, but you need to prep your guests. A dossier is always a good way to go. It's this big. Can you read it?
It is.
No. But if I provide it to you and you are good enough to read it.
You're right.
Hey, fantastic.
You're right.
Well, let's enter kitchen a bit, Jerry. Ladies are waiting for us. Ooh, Winfrieds. What is these?
All right. I mean, of course, you guys know Chef Debbie Cooks has literally been here in the kitchen all morning, putting this meal together. So
looks and smells good.
It does look good.
Spaghetti with some boiled eggs, and we'd like you to taste it. And exactly what you think.
Oh, Bissy's still here.
Yes,
she went.
We called her back for the food.
Stayed back for our
food. We had some food for her. She had to taste it.
Okay.
Yes.
Spaghetti jollof. It looks great. Smells great. So let's see how it tastes.
Let us know if it is horror.
If it's right, stop.
Really
This pepper ain't nothing. Don't let it.
Tastes really nice. I like the smoked fish.
Okay.
Nice.
Garnished
Horror
in
the
it.
action.
It's romance.
Horror, action, romance, or just like
that's
that.
Good. So, Bissy, are you going to be inviting her for any of your events to come make some real good breakfast?
You do private cooking, fine dining,
nice.
Table for two, you know, that kind of thing, intimate, luxury.
There you go. I found
Yes,
you walk.
you do. Nice, amazing. So it was a great show we had today to start off the week. We know we're here again, and next at the same time, same station.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Tomorrow.
We're still coming to work tomorrow.
Yes, we are. Tomorrow, just join us.
Stop making this horror. Please.
Please. Make sure that you put some Roman into your life.
Yes.
We all need Roman.
Roman chapter 2 verse 3.
Terrible. Thank you guys. See you tomorrow.
Bye, everybody.